Are you ready to jump into a new rabbit hole? Hello, welcome to Swiss Watchcam, welcome to another video. Today we're not going to talk about watches, but we're going to talk about my other passion, which is pen collecting, and in particular fountain pens. You might remember the video I did with my good friend Samuel Naldi in his store in Zug, where we took a look at a lot of different pens from different companies with different styles, design, and also very eccentric price points. If you haven't seen that video yet, and if you like fountain pens as well, definitely check that out. It's gonna probably blow your mind. The pen and watch industry have a lot in common and are often driving in a similar lane. When I started collecting watches, I also started with one watch, which was the vintage Omega from the 1970s. With pen collecting, I started off with a nice titanium Edelberg pen, and then it just basically spiraled into fountain pens. And from that point on, I now added a new fountain pen to my collection, which is in this box right here. We're gonna unbox it today together. Like with mechanical wristwatches, the fountain pen industry also has a similar problem, and also they often hear comments like, why do you need a fountain pen? You have your phone. Like we always hear with watches, you can read the time more accurately. But like mechanical timepieces, fountain pens offer this very personal touch. I like to write with a fountain pen because I like to disconnect from the internet basically. I usually write about my day, my ideas, my goals, my past, and also my struggles. And when you read about it a few months down the line and you see which struggles you had in the past or what you overcame, it's really nice to reminisce, and also it gives you this special connection of how much you improved. I've had this journal since 2012 and you see it's all beaten up, but that's the point of it as well. It's nice to have it still today, and it survived all the years. Basically, I started off in 2012 in March. I was on the train writing about my thoughts. So this was actually, I think, 5 months after I came to Switzerland. And then it's cool to see how much you progressed. And you write with different fountain pens, you sometimes write with a ballpoint. And it's cool to basically read back, go back into the past and see what you thought and felt at that time. Today we're going to talk about a company which produces writing instruments since 1920. Otto Hutt was founded by Karl Hutt in 1920, and they've been producing industrial-looking Bauhaus design-inspired fountain pens, ballpoints, and also rollerballs. They're based in Germany, also a country I personally like because they make beautiful watches like A. Lange & Söhne, Moritz Grossmann, something more to wear daily like the Nomos watches, Glasuite Original, and many, many more. I prepared 3 different fountain pens here, and that's why I also brought 3 different watches from my collection, just so I can connect the dots a bit easier. The first piece we're going to talk about is the flagship model from Otto Hutt. It's actually the designC. The packaging is very simple and straightforward. We've got the Otto Hutt logo on top of it, some inscriptions, excellent writing instruments, and also you see that they've been around since 1920. And last year they actually celebrated their 100th-year anniversary of the company, which is pretty impressive. So opening it up, we've got another box with the, again, Otto Hutt inscription, Germany. And below that, if we open this up, we've got the writing instrument. The fountain pen comes in a plastic wrap, which I took off to make it a bit nicer. And also, once you push this up, you can see what's below and also what additional things you get with the pen. So we have quite a few things here. The component that sticks out the most is probably this one here. This is the ink cartridge converter. You've got 2 options of filling up this fountain pen. The first one is you just put the ink cartridge in it and you're good to go. So these ink cartridges here are full and ready to write with. Or the second option is with the converter, which basically means that you take the ink from this glass and then you fill it up and you can reuse it over and over again. It's much easier. It's something I would prefer to do instead of buying cartridges all the time. I'm going to show you guys a bit later how this works. What you also get in the package is a leather pouch so you can store your pen securely and it doesn't scratch that much. You can use it for traveling or every day. And also in this pouch right here, there's a cleaning cloth to clean the pen. Now on to the main thing of this review, the designC. This is the flagship model of the brand, like I said, and it's very special. The body and the cap of this fountain pen are entirely made out of 925 sterling silver, which means that this pen will oxidize and change over time. It's something you can easily compare it with to a bronze watch. The more you wear it, aka here in this case, the more you use it with your fingers and the moisture and everything, the more it will change over time. And you will add your personal touch to it. When you open it up, we will see the beautiful nib. It's a 18 karat gold nib, and you actually see some red ink on it already because yes, I did test it before to see if it works. It's a beautiful nib with the Otto Hutt logo on it. You've got the inscription of 18 carats and you have the inscription that it's a medium nib. What is also nice on the nib is that the slit is actually totally in line with the letter M. So we have a nice symmetry going on it. Let me now show you how to fill up this fountain pen. So basically you have to unscrew it here. And then you will see there's an empty ink cartridge here, which basically shows you how to use it. Inside the shaft there's also a full cartridge, like you used to seeing from when you were in school probably. This is definitely the typical cartridge form and it makes me go back to high school. So you would then either exchange the cartridge for the full one, or you could use the cartridge converter. You basically put the cartridge converter inside like this, like with a normal cartridge. You would then screw it down, so this goes to the bottom. And now, when you open up the glass with the ink, also Otto Hutt ink, beautiful color by the way, and it actually smells nice, which is surprising for ink. So you would then basically put the whole nib in the ink and twist this component here. And now you see the cartridge is full with red ink. Now we gotta be careful because it is dirty, and you see I've already put some stains on me. That's something normal that happens once you use a fountain pen, but in time you get used to it and you get a bit better. Then we basically have to just put it back in and voila, that's it. You're good to go. We can put this aside and I can show you how this pen actually writes. Of course, subscribe and like this video so we can get more subscribers. The goal is to hit 50,000 by the end of the year. Let's see if we can do it. My writing style isn't the nicest, but you see the nib is very cool, very thick, and this will be a perfect daily fountain pen. The price of this model is 580 euros. You can buy directly on the Otto Hutt website, where I'm gonna put the link in the description, so definitely check them out. The design, like I said, is very iconic, flagship model, and across the whole body and the cap of the pen, you have the beautiful gear-shaped pinstripe motif. So definitely adds good grip to it and definitely advise you to use as a daily driver. That's why I also would combine this pen with my Tudor, a good daily watch for all occasions. It doesn't intimidate anybody, but also for people who know watches and also pens, they will know that it's a quality made product. The next model we're going to talk about is the designC 8, and this is where things get a bit more special. So this model comes in the same box, same packaging. So we'll not go through this again. So inside we have the designC 8. This is also one of the pens I was considering for myself. You see we have a totally different tone, color and material use here. Underneath the box we've got the cleaning cloth and the pouch as well for the pen so you don't scratch it. But let's get to the pen this time a bit quicker. So this is a piece of art. This pen was actually designed by Mark Brown. We've mentioned Mark Brown a few times on the channel already, definitely when we spoke about Nomos watches, and the last review I did with Nomos, so check that out as well. Mark Brown is a German industrial designer, also inspired by the Bauhaus design movement, which is perfect for Otto Hutt because they have the same philosophy. This pen features a few different elements. The whole body is made out of brass, and it's actually ruthenium plated to get this beautiful color. We have a gear-shaped pattern on the piston filling mechanism here, on the cap, which are both vertical, and on the body it's horizontal. Why it's vertical here and horizontal here, it's very simple to explain. It's actually vertical here because when you pull it in this direction, When you write, you go left to right, that's why it's horizontal. And when you pull this out, which Otto Hutt actually invented the pull and twist mechanism and they patented it, you also pull it out. Opening up the pen, we have a beautiful nib as well, 18 karat gold, all beautiful, symmetrically aligned. And this component here isn't made out of a resin, it's actually made out of stainless steel and then PVD coated, like in PVD black coated watch cases, for example. Mark wanted to keep the stainless steel appeal and didn't use plastic here, just so the whole line and whole concept of this pen is the same. So how do you fill up this fountain pen, which you unfortunately won't do because this one is for sale? If you want to buy, check out the link in the description again for the Otto Hutt website. You actually fill it up with this part here. So like I said, Otto Hutt invented the pull and twist mechanism. So like a screw-down crown on a watch, you have to first turn to left, then you hear a click, and then you pull it out. And then you would use the ink again, turn the pen to the right direction, and this would fill up the whole body with the ink, and then you could just lock it back in, put it down like a screw-down crown functions, and turn to the right when you hear the click. Voila, and that's it. Once you also write with this pen, you can put the cap on the body itself and it won't go anywhere. It also won't activate the pull and twist mechanism because it's securely locked. Also, when you remove the cap from the body, it makes a nice sound, which is very unique. It makes the same sound every time. So Mark Brown wanted this pen to be industrial and also to withstand the test of time. That's why you can use it also daily. It will change over time because of the wear and tear, but that's just the beauty of it. It also has a clip like the previous one and the Otto Hutt logo on top of it. It has nice concave tips on the top and the bottom, and here you can actually read that it's made in Germany. If you want to buy this fountain pen, the price is 1,150 euros and it's not a limited edition, so you can still get them today. Which watch I chose for this fountain pen is very easy. Because this fountain pen is designed by Mark Brown, so it's a collaboration piece, I would pair this one with the Louis Erard Vianney Halter collab. What you notice is also that the Vianney Halter collaboration with Louis Erard features fountain pen tip hour and minute hands, which is something really remarkable. So definitely, if you like fountain pens, this is the watch to pair it with. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about my latest addition to the pen collection. As you see, I have quite a variety of pens already, so this will definitely be something that stands out and is different to it. It's also my most expensive fountain pen, so definitely something to celebrate. The box is quite big, as you see, in comparison with the other ones, and it says 100 years. So this fountain pen was created to commemorate the 100-year anniversary, which was last year at Otto Hutt. Beautiful box, big, impressive. We have a knob on the side here, which also is engraved with the number 100. Let's open it up together and you'll see what's inside. Here we go. Like a watch box, we have a few different things in this box. So first of all, this is the certificate of authenticity, which makes sure that this pen is an original from Otto Hutt. We've got a few instructions inside here, which means that you don't twist this component here. We've got a cleaning cloth because you see this pen is mirror finished throughout the whole body. And we've got a nice Otto Hutt ink here as well. This is a leather pouch in which you can store the pen, which is also designed by Mark Brown. Beautiful German leather, and it's actually made exactly to fit the pen. Once we go here on the left side of the box, we've got the instructions manual, and inside the booklet we've got a few different pictures, very beautiful, probably difficult to shoot as well. We've got the instructions how to fill up the fountain pen. It also has the featured pull and twist mechanism, and you also can read that it's limited, who is behind the pen, and also a little bit of history behind Otto Hutt itself. This is the designC by Otto Hutt, and the letter C stands for century or centenary, aka 100 years anniversary. The watch I would pair this fountain pen with is probably, no surprise, my Sartori Biard Ghost. It also is mirror polished from all sides, like the pen. It's a fingerprint magnet and it has a few scratches on it already, like the fountain pen does. This I also used a few times just to test it out. Everything you see is made of 925 sterling silver. It's mirror polished, so on the cap here you can actually see yourself. If you have something between your teeth, you can definitely check it out. All good so far. And we have two little dots here, or how they like to call it, indexes. These are actually stoppers. So because the pen has no clip, it would always roll off the table if it wouldn't have these two indexes. So these basically are here to stop the pen. They are made in 18 karat yellow gold, a nice contrast to the cold sterling silver. And once we open it up, you'll see the nib. And actually these two indexes close at a nice exact point. Tuck. Really satisfying as well. Opening it up, we have a nice organic black middle part here. It's not made of sterling silver, so your fingers don't smell after you write with it. And the gold nib is actually in two-tone. So again, 18 karat two-tone gold nib with a beautiful Otto Hutt logo on top, a letter M for medium nib, and the slit is again beautifully centrally aligned. How to fill up this pen is very easy. You have to take the ink. It doesn't have any cartridges. And then you would use this pull and twist mechanism which they have. So what you would do is you would pull out the piston filling mechanism all the way out, then you would turn it all the way to the left until you can feel a stop, like on a crown of a watch, for example. When it's fully wound, in the old times it would stop. Nowadays it's thankfully overrun. And then you would dip the whole nib into the ink and turn it clockwise. When you hear a little sound, this actually means it's fully charged or fully filled up, and you can stop. Then you just turn the piston until you find this line with the Otto Hutt logo here and push it in. And you're good to go. Let me show an example of how this writing instrument writes. Let me change the paper and we'll start writing here. Again, the feeling of this pen is very nice. It's not a light pen, it's definitely more on the heavier side of what else I own, but it's definitely not too heavy. I use the same ink as for the other one because I just like the color of it. And let's write now, why haven't you subscribed yet? Like and comment. Thank you. This fountain pen, pairing it with my watch, is I think a home run and definitely something I'm looking forward to using more in the future. If you want to buy this fountain pen, the designC, you actually have to pay 2,500 euros. You can buy it on the Otto Hutt website, and also if you buy this pen, be sure that it's gonna last you a lifetime. So here we have it, all three fountain pens at the same place. This one is good, let's say, for the daily use, for the daily occasion, maybe at work. This one you would use if you meet a friend for coffee or, to chat about watches and pens. And this one is for these special occasions or when you just feel like pairing it up with the right watch. Again, the price points are 580 euros, 1,150 euros, and 2,500 euros. Again, different price points, different designs, like it is with the watches. At this point, I also want to thank Otto Hutt for being a partner of Swiss Watch Gang and making this video happen. I'm definitely a very satisfied customer. And if you want to buy Otto Hutt pen yourself, check the link in the description to go on their website. Let me know what you think about pens. Is it a rabbit hole that you discovered already, or you don't want to go into there? If you like this video and also if you like this channel so far, leave a like and subscribe, share with a buddy. We'll try to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's see if we can make it happen. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.